Hey YouTube, what is good? You know who it is. You know who it is. Yeah, still not trying to do them annoying intro kind of things. But hey ho, hope everyone's doing alright. I hope everyone's, doing well and enjoying their days. If you're back at work, hope you're having fun at work. Yeah, just enjoy the sun. That's why I've got the fan on, so it might be really loud. Apologies. It's loud as hell, so I mean, loud as hell. It's hot as hell, so I'm trying. I'm really trying. this this week has been the ultimate test. You know, being a Caribbean guy, you'd expect that I'd be able to take a bit of heat, but no, being raised in England, it doesn't work like that. So yeah, I've got to deal with it. But hey ho, as you probably can tell from the title of this video, we're going to be talking about manga again. Yeah, it's been a while. Haven't done an anime video in a long time. I just recently got something new, and there was a purpose for me acquiring this item, and I just thought it would be a good idea to just do a sort of talk about it. Yeah. So as you guys know, I think you should know if you watch my videos often. I was reading manga on the partner's iPad. I loved it, honestly. Reading manga on this was absolutely amazing until it got slower and slower and slower and slower. And it is a first gen iPad mini, so now it's gotten to the point where it can't even load up Safari, much less anything else. So now manga apps will just crash, or because I can't upgrade this to the latest iOS and they need the latest iOS, it just won't work with it. So it's basically like bricked now. That's it, like a Yu-Gi-Oh term. It's a pile of poop, basically, in the nicest way possible. It still does work, don't get me wrong. I still can read manga on MangaBird, which is a really outdated app. But the only issue is it's really not, like, it crashes from time to time and stuff like that, so it doesn't make the experience as good. So I started looking up on can you read manga on Kindles? And the short answer is yes, you can. Banging. So I was like, okay, well, I want a Kindle. Let's go have a look. So let me get the old man purse out. I actually managed. So this is a Paperwhite. It's the, oh god, which one is it? The either 2015 or 2016 Paperwhites. I think it's the Paperwhite 3. And I got this the other day, literally like yesterday. Started putting some manga on it and reading it. And yeah, I just wanted to go over my sort of thoughts on it. So first of all, if you're going to read manga on one of these, just know there's two options you can take. You can take the I'm going to download manga and put it on there, or you can take the I'm going to buy manga. Whichever option suits you, fine. Yeah, helping the industry, that kind of stuff, I accept that. I know that people prefer to do that. That's fine. I probably will buy some manga at some point, just to support industry. But I was used to reading manga on websites and on apps, so I download mine. Issue is the Paperwhite 3 only came, I believe it only came in 3 gig model, because this is a 3 gig model, or I think it was like the minimum model, I don't know, but either way this is a 3 gig model. So then also keep in mind the version Kindle and the storage capacity Kindle you're getting, because if you're going to be getting one where you're going to read like a crap ton of manga from like different mangas basically, just be aware that they do take up a lot of space. I'm currently reading Kimetsu no Yaiba on here, and it's probably taken up almost all of the space on it. I've actually managed to get Tokyo Ghoul up to date on here, and I've got one book, but it's not a very thick book, but I've got one book as well, and it's almost done. I've got like 100 meg free, so just keep that in mind, that it might be a case of you get the bigger models. I fully think, I believe there is a 32 gig model Kindle. If you can afford it, splash the cash on it, well worth it. But yeah, so I got the Paperwhite 3 that came in this beautiful case, which I was so gassed about. It's Moco case. It's like a faux leather, but it's padded on the front and back. And then when you open it up, you get this little slot that you can put bits in. Holds the Kindle like that. In comparison, you know, there is a big size difference. I should have got dimensions and stuff, but I don't. But as you can see, that's an iPad screen, and it's very, very big. And that's a Kindle screen. It's very, very small. So obviously, reading manga on a bigger screen is always better. It's nicer. This has a light. The screen has brightness, which is great for reading at night. Whereas this Kindle is not the one with the backlight. That's the newer model. So I kind of, if I want to read at night, I have to have the lamp on or the light on. It's not the end of the world, but it is slightly annoying. But yeah, as I said, it has got a smaller screen. I understand that might be a turn off for some people, but for me, I really didn't mind. To be quite honest, I was quite like, yes, it's portable, and I think that's the whole point of the Kindle. It's supposed to be portable. They're not first and foremost comic readers, they're e-readers for books mainly. So you're going to have to make do with a little bit of sacrifices if you want to read on a Kindle. So I'll get off the page that I'm currently reading, just so I don't confuse myself. So let's just get, say... Oh wait, I should probably really talk about, first of all, the process. So with reading manga on a Kindle, you've got the, as I said, the two options of downloading it or buying it. Buying it's pretty straightforward and simple. I don't really want to give too much thought to that because you can just, yeah, makes sense. Downloading, however, I thought it would be a really difficult process, but it's actually not. It's actually really simple. So you can watch videos on it. If you guys want me to make a video of it, I can do that. I don't mind because it's that quick and easy. I really don't mind doing it. Just ask. But to save you guys the hassle, you can just Google it, or sorry, YouTube it, and there's plenty videos on it. So that's what I've done. I've done that method. You just need like 3 different applications, and it's basically you have to use like the website link for the manga, download it, and then convert the files. Then once the files are all converted, you just put it straight into the Kindle's directory via USB, and you're good to go. There's just a couple of little nuances and buttons that you need to press here and there on different programs to get the size and ratios correct, but apart from that, it's a pretty simple process. You won't struggle. I'm an idiot and I do it really easily. So yeah, what I want to do maybe is just compare the difference with Kindle mangas that are made for Kindle and mangas that aren't. So I've actually got Kindle Unlimited at the minute. So I've got Tokyo Ghoul with Kindle Unlimited, so I can show you the difference of how they work, because obviously if you're downloading manga, you're going to be technically importing it from something that's like native almost. So this is Kimetsu no Yaiba. So as you can see, it does look okay, to be quite honest. It's not the worst, but you do find that the text is the issue. There are a lot of times where the text is really small and blotchy and squeezed together. Now, I knew that issue from reading manga on the iPad anyway, with a lot of the apps that I'd use or reading online, because they're just photocopying it off a photocopier and then scanning it through. They're not scanning it properly and with a more greater care to it. So, you know, things will come out blotchy and almost squeezed together. You do have that still on this, because this manga was from Manga Fox, so you're going to have that issue either way. Whether it's on an iPad, whether it's on a Kindle, whether it's on your phone, whether it's on, you know, your laptop, your PC, you're still going to have that issue. I have it here, but as you can see, to be honest, the quality is really nice. It's quite good. I'm really happy with it. Flick through. There is some ghosting that you get with the e-ink display. You don't get it so much with text, it's more with pictures. And obviously it's just because it's not really made to handle images to that extent, I guess. It can, obviously, because they have screensavers and whatnot, but you know, it is a lot more work, I think, for it to load up comics. So you will find ghosting in the white spaces quite often. I do. It might just be with this model, and how might be with how old it is. I'm not sure, but I find that. But to be honest, I'm getting so used to it now; it doesn't really bother me. I've turned the refresh rate up, so it's not as bad as it would have been. But yeah, I mean, just as you can see, it looks pretty good. Um, Everything's come out right. I wish the panels were a little bit bigger so it filled out all of the Kindle, because then what happens is it's still quite small on the screen. If it was stretched out a little bit more, because there is plenty of room for it to be a bit bigger, that would be nice. What I like about this compared to the iPad is that because of the e-ink display on the Kindle, it kind of makes, it's supposed to make you feel like you're actually reading a book. This does that for a manga, so you actually feel like you're looking at a real page, which is really nice, rather than like a pure sort of like Snow White background that you get with the iPad. So yeah, feels like you're actually reading the pages, which is quite cool. There is the double tap feature, which goes from panel to panel. It's okay, to be honest. I've not really given it that much thought of a try, but here we go, we'll go through. The issue is it cuts off chunks, so you can be reading that bit there and oh, it's gone now. So it's kind of like what was the point? Yeah, it's not the greatest. I would definitely say that, but that's what that looks like. It's good. It's bearable. It's manageable, and I've been enjoying it like a treat. So now I'll open up Tokyo Ghoul when it wants to load. It's taking its sweet time. Okay, and then this is how that looks. So again, to be honest, it is quite small. Everything's small. The only difference is I feel that the text is, to be honest, at times I want to say it's better, but if not, I think it's worse. Yeah, it's quite hard to actually read. Some of the text is very faint and thin, which does make it kind of difficult to read. And obviously it doesn't spread out to the whole page. So, in all honesty, there's not that much difference between reading the manga as it is and then reading an imported one from your computer. So I guess what I'm just trying to say is either way you're fine. You're not going to get really that much difference in resolution. Best bet, if you really want to get the best quality manga on a Kindle, if you're really about that, two options. Either don't bother, get yourself an iPad. That's just it. Get yourself an iPad, because it will, unfortunately, it will always look better. The only difference is with the Kindle, it's smaller, more portable, more easy to take around. I'd like to say won't cost you as much if it gets nicked, and it makes you kind of feel like you're really reading the pages if you're really about that. I'm quite like that, where it's nice to feel like you're physically reading the pages. I think that's quite a nice touch. So if you're kind of like that in that mind space, then, and you like the whole realism of reading a book, but you want it still digital, go with the Kindle. But if you don't care, you want the best resolution possible, I'd say still go with an iPad, because it's going to be a better screen, it's going to look sharper. If that, even go on your computer and download some high resolution scanning images. You can do that for the Kindle, I suppose. You could probably find a high resolution, but then it's when it gets converted, are you going to have that issue of the resolution will go down? I'm not too sure, but that's just me, you know, just showing you guys what I'm now reading my manga on. I'll probably do another update in a couple of weeks just to let you guys know how I'm getting on, if I'm still enjoying it, or if I'm going to end up splashing the cash in the future and buying a newer iPad and reading on that. But for now, I'm really enjoying it. I guess even if I don't read manga on it in the future, I'll still read books like a madman on it because it is amazing to read with. So yeah, take care, guys. Peace.